Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of October 4th, 2021. I'm Nicole Erdix and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
And Terry Morrow.
Hello.
Every week we talk about the things that parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. This week we're complaining about recess time and obsessing about family heritage. We also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today we are talking about mythical parenting apps. This was inspired by another article I saw, but I was thinking, if there were parenting apps like there were dating apps, what traits or interests or beliefs would you use to match with another parent? Like, for example, do you want to match with parents who have a house that is as messy as yours?
Oh.
So
yeah.
what would be your what would you want to match with somebody on?
Yeah.
If it was parenting related.
Match with parents who have a similar degree of tolerance to your own.
Right. Just, things like how many times are they going to push their kid on the swing before they are like, okay, I'm done? Or how many times are they going to, sweetly respond when the kid asks for something, and then what is the point at which they crack?
Right.
It's those subtle things that you notice when, like, for example, if you're in a playground,
right,
and you're like, because, if you're like looking at the parent that's way too involved with their kids' play, like the one who's actually playing with the kid and not just watching them, because I was that mom that would just sit on the sideline and watch.
Yeah. With a book. I would sit and read a book.
Yes.
It's it was my me time.
Right. So you don't want to match with any other parent because you just want to be left alone.
That's right. Well, maybe I want to match a parent who will go push my kid on the swing so I can sit and read a book. And one over-involved and one under-involved could make a very peaceful combination.
No, I'd feel too guilty. I just want somebody to sit with me and I don't know, people watch or complain or...
Yeah, you want to know the degree to which this person will be able to just sit with you and people watch and chit-chat about trivial things. Or are you going to hear the entire story of their personal drama every single time you go to the playground?
Yeah.
And, maybe not.
I definitely want the low drama person. Like, how do you account for that on an app? I don't know.
Rate your level of drama.
Rate your level of drama. Like how? Because it is amazing how some people are drama magnets.
Yes. And it's like, I enjoy reading a book about those people. Talking about to them in the playground, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
Let me stop talking to you and read about people exactly like you, but with better dialogue.
Right.
And I want to match with a parent who, like, will enjoy, a chocolate bar every once in a while and will feed their kid junk food every once in a while.
Yeah.
I am not interested in that parent who, everything's organic and all the time.
Yes. And you don't want the disapproving looks when you bring out cupcakes or something.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
We need the freedom to do that.
Absolutely.
And it would be great to figure out a way to match with an entire family.
Yes.
So that your kids like the person, your spouse likes the person and their spouse, so that everybody kind of gets along.
Right.
When your kids have a friend that you don't care for the parent or vice versa. That's rough.
You know what? I bet that would totally fly. Like a family matching app. Because people are first of all, because of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
People were at home and haven't had a chance to be out and about.
Right.
And, I just think, this generation would like that.
Probably.
Yeah. Totally. Are you a hiking family? Because typically you would rely on clubs for that, right? When you join a club and you meet other people, like-minded people. But what if your kid doesn't play soccer? Or what if your kid would prefer to do Lego or a puzzle? How do you match with
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or what if your husband, I don't know, likes, I don't know, computers?
I would need to find somebody whose husband enjoys just sitting on the couch watching television from the 60s and 70s, and then he and my husband could just sit together, not talking, watching Mannix.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Totally.
But there also has to be, in the parenting matching process, some sort of child matching process, because it's tragic when you really get along well with the mom, but your kids just do not.
Yeah.
And then what can you do? You have to break up. But, you know. So with my kids, sometimes I felt like, gee, I wish I could find somebody who had his same disabilities and who would be on the same level as him. But sometimes that was bad because they would each be so in their own thing that they didn't, you know, they were always mad at the other one for not doing exactly what they wanted to do the way they wanted to do it. So what you need to do is find that super tolerant kid who will go along with anything. You want to line up cars? I'll line up cars. That sounds fun. You want to put all the Legos together in this specific way? I can do that. That'd be cool. There are those kids. And they're like the universal donor of childhood, you know. Everybody can play with that kid. So you need to have some way to check that off. Is my kid rigid or willing to go along with anything?
Right.
But the dance card of the kid who is willing to go along with anything will be
very full.
Pretty crowded.
That just makes me think of the kids in my son's preschool who didn't care when he pinched their earlobes because that was his comfort ritual.
They got it.
Friends who would just be like, sure, cool, go for it.
Yeah, those kids. I want those kids. My son met various of those kids over the years, and it was always made me so happy just to see somebody just meeting him where he was and being pleased with it.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that was the one thing with Kristen's childhood friend. She was just so easygoing, and she and Kristen could just parallel play for hours.
Yeah.
And there was no drama, there was no, and they just kind of accepted each other's little quirks, and
so
it was
lovely.
very sweet.
So you need to find a child who can do that, who has a mother who can do that. Is the gold standard of friendship. Somebody who's also going to let me do whatever I want to do, however I want to do it, and is not going to have any comments, and will do whatever I ask them. This shouldn't be hard, right? Where's that out?
Yeah, this should be.
I see that there's one person who matches these criteria in Kansas. I could move.
Right.
Long distance play relationship.
Right.
But I just wish, and given how many times I've moved too, and especially with younger kids, it would have been really nice to have something that, I don't know if I would have used it, but.
I did use I forgot what it was called. This was so long ago, when I first moved to where I live now, but it was like Meetup or something like that, but it was specifically for parents, to form little play groups. And I did that when I moved here, and it helped a lot, Did
it?
Yeah. I met people that the kids and I hung out with for, the preschool years, I would say, and then after that, it's not like we weren't friends, but our kids were all in different schools and starting to do different things. And so.
Right. Yeah, the meetups, I tried a couple, and then that's a whole other story because there were some real, what have I gotten myself into?
Right.
I thought this was going to be one thing, but it turned out to be something totally different.
It has to have all that matching technology. The one that I used, this was, 2004. So it wasn't like they had a questionnaire. It was just whoever you get, you get.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
So I was lucky that I generally liked people. Yeah, now it'd be like eHarmony, you know, or one of those where you have to answer like a 20 questions or 100 questions or whatever it is about yourself, your kid, your spouse, your home, everything.
Yeah. Everybody's going to lie on those questions, right?
A real vetting process.
I don't know. But the things you want to avoid are not things people are going to admit to, you know.
Right.
Me? Drama? No. But let me tell you about what happened the other day when... So,
yes, I know. Well, that's where the software developers come in. They have to come up with like devious ways to figure that stuff out.
I'm surprised they're not on it if they're not, because it seems like such a big market.
Yeah.
And such a need.
Nicole, didn't you say that like Bumble has for friends?
Yeah, Bumble has Bumble BFF now.
Oh, goodness.
And so you can go on and try and find somebody. I know somebody that tried it, and it didn't work out very well.
No.
She didn't meet her BFF.
Aww. I think it's so complicated now.
The pandemic, I think it was widely used just especially for single people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. It's a challenge. Well, you know, we are 3 friendly voices that you can always hear every day. But that will be it for today's round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment-themed round 2, and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, and you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.